Rob, how you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Great game last night. Guys really did a good job, and I'm good. I'm good.
So you guys were in control most of the game, up double digits all 3 quarters. But Lamont made it a game towards the end last night, man. They cut it to 3, had a chance to maybe tie the game up, but a late turnover. Great steal by Aviyon Morris. Clutch free throws down the stretch. Y'all ended up winning by 5. What did you see down the stretch that kind of got them back in the game?
We got a little stagnated offensively. The guys kind of, they wasn't rushing things, which was good, but we still got out of our offense. When we were running our offense, we were really good. And like I told them, let's not we're playing not to lose. We got to continue to play to win.
Right.
And they were kind of playing not to lose, so we did some stuff out of character, turned the ball over, missed some rebounds that we should have got. So I understand it. They were trying not to lose the game, but they got to be a little bit smarter.
Man, what can you take from those last few minutes and just that game in general with you guys downstate so y'all can come back home with another title, man?
Well, we got to do better down. We got to finish up the games better. That we know that. And one thing I told the guys, we've been in every situation this year. We've been down 11 to New Trier and with 4 minutes left and come back and win the game in overtime. We've been down and then came back and took the lead and win by 20. We've played bad against St. Lawrence and could have lost. They had a really good look at the 3 to win the game. We've been in every situation this year. So I told the guys, whatever situation happens tonight, we should be fine because we've been in every last one of those situations.
That's key. That's clutch. So explain to the people that may not be aware, explain the difference in the way that the games are called in the city versus the difference to when you get downstate and it's a totally different ball game.
Well, the games are called different just because officiating try to make the games a little tighter. Sometimes that's to your advantage, sometimes it's not. Depends on what type of team you are. Last night we had J-Rock who fouled out.
Right.
Aviyon had 4 fouls. I think Wes had 3 fouls. Miles had 4 fouls. So that's a lot of fouls just with those 4 players. So the game was called pretty tight. On that end, I think they had a couple players with 3. I know they had one kid that fouled out as well. So we have to do a better job defensively and understand how the game is going to be called. So it's a big difference, making that adjustment from the public league and then going to the state.
Man, you talked about Aviyon and J-Rock and the other, I call it the 3-headed monster at the guard position with Jalen Griffith. Man, how important have those guys been at the top of the defense to kind of, because y'all have been really good defensively all year, but I feel like we'll talk about the Rubin brothers too, but I feel like the starters, the guards getting the pressure, backboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Those 3 guys have been doing a great job of putting ball pressure on guys and running them off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. And that's been the token of our season, defensively, what we have with those 3 guys. And people are like, well, those 2 guys are small. Griff and AV can guard anybody.
Right.
As long as they're not 6'5", 6'6", and strong. And I've seen AV guard guys who's 6'5", too. So just a defensive pressure is a lot. And then when like you said, we got the Rubin brothers back there, cleaning it up with blocking shots and altering shots. That helps so much when they know that they got them back there. So that's why they feel like it's okay for us to put so much ball pressure. If I do get beat, my teammates back there to make sure that we get a block or control the basket.
So what do you know about, we just talked about it, what do you know, if anything, about the team y'all gonna face first, Metamora, right?
Yeah, Metamora. I don't know a whole lot about them. My coaches have already been doing a scout. They started last night. When I saw them this morning, they told me bits and pieces of it. So we'll get on a call later on tonight after I get a chance to watch some film, and we'll start dissecting what we need to do for practice tomorrow, what we need to work on, and their personnel and stuff like that. So it's always great to have a young and energetic staff, because they into it. These guys have already won state championships and city championships, and they want to get these young men to have the same opportunity. So, like I said, they was right at it last night, on film, who they have and stuff like that. So that's been great all season for me as the guys that's on the staff with me.
Man, what you think about implementing a shot clock in high school basketball? Me personally, I think it's long overdue.
Definitely overdue. We've been out of town playing with it, and it was great. It didn't affect us. I thought it would affect us a lot, but it didn't. So I think it'll be something great for the city, to speed the game up,
Yeah.
and also making sure that guys learn the game. Because when you get to college, you got to make that adjustment from not playing with a shot clock to now playing with one, and that's a big adjustment for you. I mean, I thought our kids were gonna have an issue with it, but they didn't have an issue with it the times that we played with it this year.
Man, me and you, we from that era. You're a few years older than me, but we from the 80s and the 90s era where it was only Class 1A and Class 2A. Now you got 4A and 5A and all these different classes. What do you think about that? Me personally, I feel like if they're gonna have 4 classes, okay, you get a champion for each class, and then those 4 schools should play for one. I feel like it should be one state champion, man.
We talked about that some years ago, and people still have a problem with, the 1A schools saying that, they're small and they don't have the personnel that you guys have and stuff like that. So I do get that. And, I just was talking to somebody earlier today. I mean, if we get the luxury and get lucky or something to win this year, we'll be the first school in history to win in 3 different classes because we have won AA,
Right.
we won 4A, and if we win this year, we win 3A.
Okay.
So we'll be the first school in history to ever do that. Whitney Young has won AA, and they also won 4A. So we both have the same thing right now, but they don't have the 3A title. So we'll be the first school in history to have won in 3 different classes.
That's a fact there, man. That's I didn't even realize that. I didn't even think about that. But you talk about winning. Obviously, Simeon is. You guys got more state titles than Peoria Manual, right?
Yes.
Winning this basketball program in Illinois history.
Yes.
7 city titles for you. Looking for your 7th state title this year. Man, when you're at the crib chilling, just doing your thing, having a moment to yourself, man, do you ever think back and reflect on the things you've accomplished so far? You stuck in the moment right now. You'll get to that when you're done.
Yeah, I'm totally stuck in the moment right now. Some of the stuff I don't even really think about. It's just about the moment of helping these guys win. I guess once this is all over with, I'll look back and say, man, this was a great ride. And most importantly was getting these young men to be able to go off to college was the most important thing. Early in my career, I was really stuck on winning championships and those different things. But now it's making sure kids go off to college and still can be successful. Of course, everybody wants to win, but I think you win, even more when a parent calls you and say that, John Smith just walked across the stage and he got a school, or the kid calls back and say, I'm getting my degree tomorrow. Those are things that's real important to me right now, more than winning the state championship and winning the city championship. That comes along with it, but I'll have more joy when I see those things.
Well, man, brother, I appreciate the sit down, man. And as always, man, we rooting for you. We rooting for Whitney Young. We always rooting for the city schools to come on, bring the titles back, man.
Yeah, it's good. I appreciate it, man. It's a luxury that people are not even talking about. We got 4 city teams, actually. Other 2 teams are in the Catholic League. And St. Ignatius is 3A too. Right. And Paul Prep is 2A. But we got 4 city teams in going downstate.
Yeah.
They're not all public league teams, but it's still putting on for our city. And that's huge for us. If Chicago basketball is the rule. It's not any other area that's more dominant than Chicago basketball. But it's been a great season. Had some really good games. We was involved in some really good games, and just going to watch some other good games. And the Kenwood and Whitney Young game last night was almost like a college game. It was high level basketball. So I appreciate you taking your time out to come. Yesterday was stigma of mine. I hate to do interviews before the game.
No problem, brother.
I'm real superstitious. People don't know that, but I'm real superstitious.
You good with me, man. You've been good to me ever since we started this, man. I know I can come holler at you anytime. You always open the gym up for me and my partners anytime we need. So just wishing you good luck, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Love, man.
All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Rob.